Hi, in this lesson we'll work with the magic wand. So we will see the first selection tool. We click right here and we find the magic wand. What it does shortly a kind of magic. So, for example, when we click right here, it selects all the white parts in our image. So it picks the color. Then we can delete it. And we can select this part in the t-shirt. It selected the black t-shirt. We can work on the tolerance and it will be more precise now. So if we want to ignore details, we turn it to 100 and we click. So for example, if we want to change the color of the t-shirt, we can go just here and we can do anything we want. Now we can delete the background and you can replace it with anything. And there we are. Hi, in this lesson we will do the same thing but with the quick selection tool. So click right here, quick selection, then for example if you want to select the face, so we click on the plus on the top, we click and we drag. If you want to add any part to selection, we just click and it will be added to the selection. If we click on the minus icon right here, we can get any part outside the selection. For example, here we can select the hair and we can add t-shirt. We can make the selection bigger or smaller and we can select precisely here. So when you selected the eyes and if we delete, you see that everything is deleted except the eye and the hair. Hi, in this lesson we will see the clipping mask. So to make a clipping mask, you create an empty layer, then you can create a shape, you draw it right here, and what we want to do is to add the image in the circle. So to make that, we click on the layer 0, we go to layer and create clipping mask. So as you can see, the image is limited by the circle in the layer just below. We can do it another way. So we go back. The other way is to press Alt and when we see this black arrow, we click and we have the same result. So this is the clipping mask. Thank you. Hi, in this lesson we will see how to make a layer mask. So to make a layer mask, you just need to select a layer and click on this icon on the bottom. Now we want to show only Superman and hide the background, so you just select the dark color, then the brush tool, we make it bigger and let's see how it works. So everything you color with the brush black color, it will be hidden. You can reverse this action by using the white color, and as you can see, so you just need to work with the black and the white. For example, I want to add the background, so we'll use this. We will hide the background of our photo with the black color. Use the brush. Sorry, it should be in another color. Okay. And this way we are hiding the background and showing this layer, the blue rectangle. Hi, in this lesson we will see a different way to use the layer mask. In the last lesson we used the brush tool, but now we will use the shapes like rectangle, ellipses, etc. So we have the same image But now we'll draw, let's say, circle. We make it on the bottom. Now what we want is to show only the face of Superman. So we just select this layer. You hover your mouse here on the icon of the layer of the circle. You keep Control pressed until you see this hand icon, and you press one time, then use this option of the layer mask, and that's it. Hi, in this lesson we'll learn about the blur effect and the bokeh effect. So first, let's see how to make a Gaussian blur. So let's play around with the Gaussian blur. You can change the value and pay attention to the effect you added to our image. So we cancel now and we use blur, field blur. So what's exactly the field blur? It's a simple blur but with more options that allows us to make special light effects. We can adjust the blur value, but we have the bokeh down here. So let's see what happens. We come back to the blur and let's find the right blur for this photo. As you can see, the bokeh increases the size of the light particles. And when we combine that with the blur, I can make awesome effects with the limited choices. We have another option down here. It's bokeh color. It adds color and increases the colors in the lights of your photo. So let's play around with the bokeh and blur. And the final thing to do is to confirm the changes by pressing OK. Hello everyone, in this lesson we practice the blur effect and we learn how to turn this photo into this, to create wallpaper with blur effect, bokeh effect and black and white effect. So the first thing is to unlock this layer and make a quick selection. We use the selection tool and we drag the mouse over the area around the bike. If you make a mistake, don't worry, just use the selection with the minus icon on the top. You make sure that you selected every detail around the bike. So let's see. Okay, fine. We can make sure that our selection is perfect by using select inverse. We invert the selection one more time and check with testing the blur effect. You see that? We make some mistakes, so let's go back to selection mode. And we select the missing parts. And let's see. We test it again. Okay, cool. We'll not use the Gaussian blur, so we need to cancel this and use the field blur. Now use the light bokeh with the blur. Okay, that's fine. One more time and we press OK. Please keep the selection and click right here and choose black and white. Finally, we have our wallpaper. Thank you for watching. Hi there. In this new lesson, we'll learn a new effect and we will turn this photo into this by adding some animation and lighting effects just to make wallpaper for superheroes, just like Flash of Marvel series. And of course, we start by making a quick selection. So we click and we drag the mouse over the area around this guy. In case of mistake, you can select any part by pressing Alt and click to get any part of the photo outside the selection. We need to make some adjustments to select smaller parts of the image. Just take your time to make a clean selection. Now make right click and select Inverse. Now right click and select Unmask. The red parts of the image are the parts that will be hidden. What we are doing here is making the selection cleaner with smooth edges. We can switch to the onion skin in the view mode. Then in output we select new layer with layer mask and we save. Now we activate the background layer, we duplicate the new layer with mask we just created. We duplicate it 2 times. We select the layer in the middle and we move it slowly to the left. We delete this one because we will not need it. Now we have everything we need to start applying effects on our photo. Now keep pressing Ctrl in the keyboard and click on the image layer icon. Go to Blur, Motion Blur and confirm. And now you see the layer turned into a speed and animation effect, but we still have more work to do. We move the layer to the right just a little bit, and we duplicate it with Ctrl G on Windows, Command G on Mac. Now we apply a new effect on it, which is hue and saturation. And we increase the lightness. Now we want to apply this effect only on the image layer just below. So we select the layer of the effect, we keep Alt in the keyboard, press it, we move the mouse down just a little bit, and we click when we see the black arrow below the layer and above the image layer. Now we want to add colors to the lights we just created. It's simple. Just click on the icon right here and edit the lightness. Check on colorize and pick a color. Now you can adjust the lightness and we choose the blue one. Now you will learn something new. We will add more attractive lights. So we create a new layer and we use the brush tool. We click on brush, select this one, and we draw a red line behind the man. Now we add a motion blur, we save, and we change the blend mode with color dodge. This is what we were looking for, a wallpaper with lighting and superhero effects. Thank you for watching. Hi, in this lesson we'll work more with the blending mode color dodge. So we'll try to add some light effects to Iron Man. So we create a new layer and we use the brush tool and we draw this line. Then we use the blur, we add some blur and press OK. And we apply the color dodge. As you can see, we turn the blue color into blue light. Now we do the same thing to the eyes. No, sorry. We create a new layer. It must be in the new layer. We pick a color and we draw just around the eye. The same thing to the other eye. And we go to blur, Gaussian blur, make it smaller. Okay, then color dodge. Now we add some light and we apply it on the eye. Now we'll add another color dodge effect. So we draw a red line, red energy line around Iron Man, and as we did last time, we apply the blur and the color dodge. Blur. Okay. Color dodge. This is our light. Reduce the fill opacity. We add some lightness. We make a clipping mask and we add some lightness and we change the color. We can change it again. We click on that icon and we change the energy color. In this lesson, we will see how to whiten teeth in Photoshop. At first, we'll start by making a selection. So, we click right here and we choose the magnetic lasso tool. And we start making our selection. The magnetic lasso tool is a smart selection tool which makes selections on the edges of an object in your image. So it follows the contrast and lightness and creates a smart and an automatic selection. And as you can see, the selection tool follows the edges of the teeth. So now I will finish the selection, then I will apply the whitening effect. Now we will save our selection. We go to Select, Save Selection, and we name it Top. Now we do the same thing for the remaining teeth using our selection tool. So I will do that quickly. And again, we save the selection and we name it Bottom. Now we have our selections. Save it in the Channels tab. The next step is to apply our effect on our selection. So, for example, we start by applying our effect on the top. So we click on top, then we go to curves, which is a tool that helps us to make the white pixels darker or brighter. So as you can see, when I change the value to the top, it makes it whiter, and if I move it to the bottom, it becomes darker. So I will make some adjustment until I see the white teeth. Then I will do the same thing to the bottom. I choose the effect, curves, then I change it, I move it to the top, so it becomes brighter. And now we have our white teeth. Thank you. In this video, we will see how to remove scars from faces. And to do that, we will use this tool, the Spot Healing Brush tool. So click on it and go back to the image. Choose the size. Select your image layer and just drag the mouse over the scar. And as you can see, Photoshop deleted this scar from the face. In this lesson, we will use these two photos to make a face swapping. So, we open both photos in Photoshop, then we use the lasso selection tool to select the face of this one, we need this face, so we copy it in the second one, we adjust the size, we move it a little bit, now we duplicate it and we apply a blur on this one and we keep it in the background. So for now we need the blur. That's too much. Okay, we fuse it with the background and now we work on this one. We select a border of 10 pixels, then we delete it. We select this one and we keep Ctrl pressed and press delete in the keyboard. Select both layers, click on edit, then use the auto blend layers option. So Photoshop will fill the empty space and make some calculations and fuse this layer in smart way. Now we need to make few adjustments with the dodge and healing tools. We use the healing tool and we use the dodge tool to add some lights to the face, so we can hide the edges between the two faces. Okay, I think that's good. Finally, I hope that you enjoyed learning this new skill and see you in the next lesson. Welcome back. In this lesson we'll try to remove the scars and change the face expressions of this man. So first select the healing brush tool, press Alt in a place where there is no scars to copy the safe skin in the rest of the image. So you drag the mouse over the scars. So Alt and you drag the mouse. So we keep doing that. Until we remove most of the scars in his face. This is the first step. As you can see, he looks terrified. So we need to remove the scars first, then we will make some changes on his face expressions. We can even make him smile. Now we remove the scars. We need to change the face expressions using liquify tool. So as you can see, this tool allows us to select the eye, nose, the face. We can change the size of the eye, the face. You see that? we make this rotation. You see the difference? Okay. We make a small rotation to the eyes, just to make it look smiling. Okay. We go back to the mouth. Just few changes. Small rotation right here. And that's fine, we save. And there we are.
Hi, in this lesson, we'll see the font icons. So, what's the font icons? It's a library of icons that you can use and add to your design using simple text. So, we don't need to add image. So, for example, I suggest that you use the Ionic icons. It's offered by the Ionic framework. So, this is the library of icons. You can simply download the library and you install the font just like you install Arial or Helvetica or Roboto. And using this link right here, you can copy the icon, selectable one. Just you select this one, copy it, and you go back to your design. For example, I will add this icon. I will add the text,
I pasted this icon.
but I don't see anything. I just look for my font. I just installed. It's Ionic, and there we are. It's the text. So that's it. This is what we call font icon.
In this lesson, we try to make this cover. So based on this example. So first, let's check the size of the Facebook cover, and we create a new file, an empty one. We precise the size, then we confirm. So now we have the empty one. So we check this first one. The first thing is to create the footer, the blue footer. So let's pick the blue color. And check the size, especially the height of the blue background. Then we create a blue rectangle. So we pick the rectangle shape and we drag and we create the blue one. Now we'll have to adjust the size. Okay. we move it a little bit. Perfect. Next, we will create this blue background in the center of our cover. So we create a new layer, we create this blue shape. This is the first one. Then we create the second one. We pick the color. We make a copy of the first one. We press Alt to copy this rectangle and we drag to the top. Now we'll change the color. And that's it. Now we will adjust the size. I will rename the layers. So the one in the bottom, I named it blue button, and on the top, the one on the top, I named it blue top, and the first one was the footer. Next, I will create these circles where I will add my logo. So I'm using the ruler to select the size. So now I know the size of my circles, and based on that I will create the circles on my new file. So I press Shift and I drag the mouse to create a circle. I need 3 circles. So this is the first one. The first one is the one on the background and it's blue. Now I have to pick the color of the second circle. And I draw the circle. I want to align it with the blue in the center of the blue circle, so I press Ctrl on the layer and I use the alignment tool on the top bar, and that's it. I will add stroke in blue. So this is the second circle. and we have to make a third one. Okay, so I create a folder. I will create a folder to regroup all circles and rectangles. So now I have all circles in a separated folder, and the same for rectangles. I copied the dark circle to create the third one. It should be smaller, so I resized it. Now I will center it. That's fine. It looks similar. So just I'm doing a few adjustments to make it similar to the example. There is different ways to do that. I'm using the simple one. So next thing, I create a folder to add the text and the titles. So the first text is "You ask." I adjust the size and the color and the font. So the font, I change it. Okay, so we'll adjust the text. So next, I copy this text to create the second one. I duplicate it. I rename it. We answer. Okay. Now I will change the text. I type "We answer." So I center it. Okay. It seems that the text is bigger than the background, so I will increase the size of the background of my title. Now I will add the third title. I choose its color. So tutorials, training, tips and tricks. That's it. I make it uppercase, make it bold. So now I will drag this image of Einstein. I will resizing and make it behind the photo, just like this example. So I will change the position of this layer. That's it. Just increase the size. Okay. Now I will add the text of the photo. So I just rename this photo for text. I add the text. I precise the limit. So then I type straight to the point. I increase the size and I change the color. Make it bold. And the color is white. So I resize it. Okay. So I add the stroke. Okay. Now I will add my logo. I will select it from the example. Oops. I adjust the position and size. Now I will add the arrows to the footer. I press shift and I drag. Then I change the color to the white. I duplicate it. Now I will export it. And as you can see, we created our cover. It's similar to the example we just saw. Thank you for watching. Hi, in this lesson we will make a new cover, a new Facebook cover, So we'll try to make a cover like this one. So we will learn few things. So we start with the pen tool and we draw from the edge to the right and the bottom. Now we have this blue shape. We press Alt and we move that point. Okay. In fact, we need it in another color, so we need to change the color. We pick the color of the left side, the right side, and we use the style, the gradient overlay. We change the color to be the one we selected. We pick that color. Okay. We press OK again. Now we pick the color in the middle, because we have three colors in our gradient. So in the middle we change that value. We pick that color again. Okay. Now we have three colors in our gradient. What we will do now is to make that button. We choose the rounded rectangle tool. We change its color. Just like the other one, we pick the color and we apply it on our rectangle. Okay. Now we need to change the radius. We change the value and it will change in all corners. It needs more changes, so increase the value. Okay. We make it bigger. Let's try this. Fine. Okay. We add the new layer, and now we will add the text of the bottom. We type it and we change the color again to the white, or let's say this dark color. We make it bigger and we change the font. So now we made our text. We center it in our bottom. We adjust the size. Almost done. Okay, now we create a new layer and we will make shape like an arrow. It should be in that color. We change the orientation with the free transform and we rotate it. Okay. We see the example, so it's similar. Now we'll add the title, new layer, and we write our title. Now, as we did the last time, we change the size. We make it light. We need to change the color. Still, we need to change the color. Okay, we make it white. So as we did in the last video, I'm renaming the layer so I can work easily. So we name this one too. And the background. Okay. We regroup these layers in a new folder and we name it. Now we go back to the example. We need to add the contact information. So we create a new folder. We name it and there we will add all the informations of the company or the page, the website, the address. So we write it right here. We just copy what we saw in the other example. It should be in white color. And we do the second one. We duplicate it. We can press Ctrl G to duplicate any layer. And the third one, duplicated by the Ctrl G, and we change the text. We need to make sure that all texts are aligned, so we use the ruler and we add this guide, so we make sure that they are on the same line. and after that we will add the icons. But first I will add the airplane image that I will add in the background. I don't have the same airplane image, so I will use this one. I drag it in my project. It should be in the background. Then I will resize it. I will make it bigger. Okay. And as you can see in this example, I need to add this floating shapes in different colors. So I use the pen tool and I draw over this shapes. Okay. I change the color to be similar to the example. Then I make other ones. So you can just use the pen tool and you create this shapes. Okay. After finishing this step, we will drag all the shapes to our folder, to our Photoshop file, and change the opacity. So it's simple work. Okay, this one, they are the red ones. I drag them here. I make them bigger. Okay, good. I do that for all layers. We make different opacity values. Okay, and this one. Okay, and now I will create the other shapes. I use the pen tool. I will draw them and change the color and the opacity. You can make all of this randomly. You don't have to make the same thing as the example. The main thing is to have that feeling of floating objects in the area behind the airplane. Okay. Okay, as we did for the last time, we change the color. I think our cover will be even better than the example. Okay. It takes some time, but if you want to make a good cover, sometimes you need to work hardly and you to take your time. These are the last shapes. Okay, and we change the color and the opacity. Okay, almost done. I'm just trying to find the best color that match the background. Okay, I think our design is even better. So now we will add the icons. If you watched the lesson of the Ionic icons, how to add font icon, you will know how to use this library. You just need to install the Ionic icons library. It's a font icon library and it's a font. When you install it, it will allow you to use some fonts as icons. So you add the icons as a text, a normal text, but it shows you, instead of an image, it shows you an icon. So we type here and we paste the code of the icon that we found on the web page. Then we change the font to Ionic icon, and now we have our icon. We change the color, we make it aligned with the address, and as you can see, you have now the icon. We will make other icons for each line. So we go back to the page, we look for this icon, we copy, we duplicate the icon, and we replace it with our icon, and we do the same thing for the third one. It should be of the website. It's not web. Okay, this one looks good. We copy it. No. I go back to Photoshop and I replace it with the chosen icon. We make sure that everything is aligned. They are in the same line. Okay. So I think for this cover we finish it. We have our cover. So the last thing to do is to export this cover and to use it in your web page. Thank you for watching. In this lesson, we will make this cover. This is a cover for summit or event. So let's start making this one. So the first thing is to create an empty document, and this is the size. So it should be in pixels. Okay. Now we will make this background. We will add these collections of photo, and we add transparent blue background. So let's start making this one. You can download this photo from the lesson. I opened it in Photoshop, so I will simply drag it in our document. Now I will create this blue effect
or create blue rectangle. I put it in the bottom. Then I will change the opacity of this photo. So let's say 50. Okay. Now we have our blue background. So the next step is to create this title and the subtitle. We can even adjust the background image. We can resize it. I press Ctrl T. I press Ctrl and minus in the keyboard. I press Shift and I drag. Okay. I press Ctrl and plus. Zoom in. Now I will add the title. So we will use Open Sans font in uppercase. So to add the text layer, we need to press T in the keyboard. Now you make a selection. Now you have an area when you can add your text. So we will add the first title. So this is the first one. Now we will add the second title. I will resize it. So now we will add the background of the title. It should be like this one. So I pick the color with this color picker, the eyedropper tool. I click here, or you can press I in the keyboard. You click. The selected color will be displayed here. It's this one. So I go back and I create a blue rectangle just like this one. And I select the color. Okay. Now I have to add the second background with a different color. So I press I again. I click, and this is the selected color. I go back to my document, and with the pen tool I will draw this shape. So you press P in the keyboard after adding a new layer. Click right here, for example, and here, and here, and here, and you click here again. So it's not perfect. We need to make some adjustment. You zoom in with pressing Ctrl and plus in the keyboard. You press Ctrl and you drag the mouse on top of this point, so you can adjust the position of this point right here. So you need to make a double click, the same thing here, and you press enter to confirm. So this is our title with all backgrounds in two different blue colors. So now we will add the subtitle, which is change your life. I press D and I click change your life. Now I will make some changes on the font and the size of the subtitle. So now let's change the font. You click on this layer, you can make a double click right here, and you go to this list. So I type hand because I'm looking for to see the handwriting. I just like this one, and it's not in uppercase. So I will write it again. Change your life, and I make it smaller. And now press Ctrl and plus, and this is our cover.
Hi, in this video we will see how to work with the timeline to create an animation. So first we need to show the timeline tool, and we click on window right here. Then we check the timeline. Now we can create animations and videos. To create your first video, you click right here, create video timeline. As you can see, we have this layer 0, which is the same layer right here, and if we rename it, we call it background, it will be renamed to, so we can create new layers, and we'll create shape, let's say circle. Now we will add an animation to this circle. So to animate this circle, we will use the timeline tool. We have Eclipse 1 right here. We click on this arrow to show more options. So you make one click and you find position, opacity, style, vector mask position, and vector mask enable. So what we'll do now is to precise the first position and the end position. You can even change the length of the timeline. For now we have 5 seconds. So now we click on opacity to initiate the opacity effect. So this is the first one. We have 100, and in the second position I want it to be 10%. So I move the mouse and I change its value to 10. So we will play the video, and as you can see, the opacity is changing by time. So we will add now another opacity. I want it to go back to 100. So we'll play the video again. We can even apply more effects like the position. So I want to add a transition effect by using vector mask position. So we initiate the first position, then we move the shape, and Photoshop will apply the effect on the final position. So now we'll play the video. So it's transparent, then 100, and it's moving. So this is how you can create animations and video with the timeline tool of Photoshop. Thank you for watching. In the last lesson, we saw how to use the timeline tool to create animations. And in this lesson, we'll see how to create GIF image and how to export these images. So let's start. This Photoshop document is the same used in the last lesson. So we will simply add new animations, then we will export our file into GIF image. I will add this rectangle. I change the color. I want that when the black circle achieves this position, the red rectangle moves to the left. So let's play the video. So I will move the rectangle just few pixels. Now I will add some animations to the rectangle. I want that when the circle achieves this point, the rectangle moves to the left. So I will initiate the initial position of the rectangle right here. So the animation will start at this moment, then it will end right here when the rectangle makes this transition. So let's play the video. Okay, now we will see how to export this animation. We click on File, Export, Save for Web, and we choose GIF. and I will change this looping option into forever. Okay, and I will save. Hi, in this lesson we will see how to export videos with Photoshop. So in the last lesson we made this animation, and now we'll export it. So we click on File, Export, Render Video. It's initializing. Now you can choose the format, quality, you name it. For example, I will name it timeline. Then I will export it right here and I click on render. I already have a file, so I will replace it. It will take few minutes. So now we will play the video. I will go to my folder. So this is my video exported. Welcome back. In this lesson, I will show you how to work with LogoJoy, the logo generator. So the first thing to do is to help LogoJoy to understand your brand. So let's write, for example, restaurant, to tell him that we want a product about food and restaurant. Next, now we help LogoJoy by picking 5 logo styles. So select this one, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next, we pick the colors, red and orange. Next, now the company name, we name it Pizza Hub, Pizza Hub. Enjoy pizza. We skip this step. Now we can add some icons to our logo, but I will skip this. And now we will get some suggestion. So we have this one, and he will load more logos. So LogoJoy suggests to us a logo with all mockups, even in t-shirts and big business cards. So let's pick this one. We can make some changes on it. We can change the slogan. For example, the pizza, the color, and down here we find the mockups, even the business card. So now you can get inspired from that, or you can buy the logo with all resources.
Hi, in this lesson, we will see the Mobilize tool. With Mobilize, you can create your own website even without any programming skill. You just need to use your design skills by using the drag and drop to make your website. You may need a website to show off your recent works. For example, we can drag this block, this ready-made block, where you can add your designs. You can customize, you can change any image, you can add links. So this is Mobilize. You can install, it's a free software. This is a slider. You can even make pricing table, testimonials. So you have unlimited choices. You can change the color, change the logos, and you can export your work just by clicking on publish, the browse, and you will export your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript folder that you can then publish in your online, or you can edit or create other versions of your website by customizing the template that you just created. If you have some programming skills, you can save your work. You can preview your work by clicking right here. I will preview the website, and there we are. We have our website we just created in 3 minutes. And as I said, the final thing is just to export in your desktop.
Hi, if you have design skills, so I'm sure that you want to work on freelance. And the best thing to start with is 99 Designs. So we can browse our projects which are published by your clients, browse contests. As you can see, we have different projects. So let's check this one. And the first screen is the description published by the client. So he will describe the project, he will attach some files, he will describe the colors, he will give you a hint about the design that he wants to have. So let's take a look at the submitted design. All designs submitted by other designers, sorry. You have to add creative design. You can get inspiration from other designer work, but the best thing is to submit right here a design that is not similar to other designer works. So here you have 3 days left. So after 3 days or 4 days, the client will select the winner design. And this is the price. And the winner will get that amount. These are the rating. So the client will leave a feedback, will give you a rating about the quality of your design, and that will help you to improve your work. So let's go back now. You have categories of projects, for example web and app designs. If you want to design a mobile app, find that in the subcategories: mobile designs, app designs. These projects are guaranteed, which means that the client promises you that he will pay and he will select a winner from submitted designers. And here we have the blind label, which means that you can't see the other designer's work. So here we have guaranteed and blind, so you can't see the other designer's work. If we scroll, we have here a project guaranteed, but it's not blind, so you can see other designer submitted design. You have remaining time, the feedback rate, how many designs you have in that project. So you have all informations even before opening the design link, the project link. So let's check this. The first screen is the description, and the second one the designs. You can see all works. You will see the rating. We have 5 stars here, which means this is perfect. So the designer have the chance to win this contest. 3 or 4 stars means that this is good, but you need to improve it. So you just need to find the right thing that the client will love, and you submit your design. Hi, in this lesson we'll discover this platform which called Fiverr, where you can offer your services and you precise your price starting from $5. So as you can see, this designer suggests to realize mockups for $5. You can set any price. For example, the designer suggests to create a logo and brand design. You find other services like 3D mockups, creating websites, testimonials. You can offer even teaching online, coaching. So let's check a service. They name it a gig. That's what they call in Fiverr. So this designer offer three services, three offers. The first one is the basic offer, the standard and the premium. So each one has its delivery day, its price, and its description. You can offer a service, for example, creating Facebook covers. Clients will contact you and then they will leave a rating and feedback. You can switch to the seller mode. Then you'll have your profile, your gig, I created new gigs, so they didn't have views. You just wait some days to let people check your gigs. You have your profile. You have feedbacks. These are some feedbacks. As you can see, there is interesting services for $100. She offers, I will blog for your website. So the more you make good work and collect more feedbacks, the more your rating increases and you get the chance to have more projects. So I advise you to start selling in Fiverr, and you create a gig for every skill you have.
Hi, in this lesson, we will see how to center objects. So, for example, I will make this circle. I want to move this white circle in the middle of the red rectangle. So what we do is we need to select this layer. We move the mouse over this icon of the rectangle. we keep Control pressed and we click one time. Now we have this area selected. We select the move tool and we will see there's three options, sorry. This is the alignment options, so we can align to the right, left, or the center, and vertically too, we can move it to the top, the middle, or the bottom. So in our case, we want to move it to the center, so we choose this one and this one.